So some people might begin wondering, who is this guy talking on the on all these videos? Who is he? What's he about? So my name is Colin Tong. I was born in Oakland, California. I come from many lands. To be specific, my blood comes from many different ethnicities. To honor my grandparents, I have a grandfather from China who got on a boat long ago now. He's long passed on, but he got on a boat after swimming or getting from mainland China to Hong Kong, got on a boat, ended up in Trinidad, where he met one of my grandmothers, my dad's mother, and they had 5 children on the island of Trinidad. And his name was Jack, and he didn't speak a whole lot of English. They called it Pidgin English. I remember hearing his voice once, so I know the tone of his voice. But I come from China. I'm a son of China. I'm also a son of Trinidad. I'm also a son of Africa, distantly, and I'm a son of South America, which is where my other grandfather is from, British Guyana, to be specific. My grandmother, I have a grandmother from Trinidad. She's a very cosmopolitan, mixed race, mixed ethnicities. She looks kind of Indian. But my other grandmother, the one that married the grandfather from South America, his name was Gilbert Bovell. Her name is Josephine Andrews. She comes from Texas, and she's of African American descent. She had a very light skin and was able to pass for Puerto Rican. She became the first head nurse as an African American, the first African American head nurse of a hospital in the Bay Area, Oakland, California. So I come from a special lineage there that brings together the Americas. That's North America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, and Asia. So I have some interesting background. I was raised with a father who became an internist, a doctor, one of few endocrinologists in the Valley. Raised primarily in Fresno, California. Went to a parochial school. Did very well there. I was, being a person of color, I ended up being the first person of color, apparently, to become a leader in that environment, as the sophomore class president, the junior class president of my high school, and then instead of becoming the president of the senior class, I became the associative student body president, which had all 4 classes vote on that particular individual. I had the honor of that in high school. Got the leadership award, got the Christian character award, and got the most spirited award. Definitely an athlete as well. Went on to Dartmouth College, an Ivy League school. Following high school, went to Dartmouth College, which was in New Hampshire. That was an ordeal. There's a lot that I learned there. I was there for 4 years. I did start my entrepreneurial efforts when I got to college. I decided I did not want to be a lawyer like my mother, and I did not want to be a doctor like my father. So I got into social entrepreneurship. Once I got out of college, I learned about ethnic enclaves while I was in college my senior year. Went to New York and discovered the diversity there and the complexities of race and race issues. I studied history, and I learned about what was the African American perspective on history, and discovered there wasn't a whole lot written about African Americans on history at the time. So fast forward, I got to California. I spent about 18 years in the legal industry, working as a paralegal, while I had advanced social enterprising efforts around music. My love has been music. I found God through music. I found what I call resonance through music. I found magic through music, and a connection with my purpose as well through music, and the possibilities of music. So as a lover of music and a musician, and just someone who really honors the now and music in the now, and sharing that sort of fellowship with other musicians, I got really excited about the prospect of bringing that sort of magic and passion into business. When I had my first son, his name's Eden Tong. He was named Eden with respect to the Garden of Eden, and how coming together with his mother and creating a beautiful world together for our children and our family. Eden was so appropriate to remind us always of why we came together, and what there was for us to do together. So his name was Eden, and his name is Eden. He's 9 years old now. And Eden reminds me, he's a hero for me. His energy, he's very much a hero for me. But getting back into my work, I decided when Eden came into being, when he was born, that I needed to bring my passion into my work. And so I did. I started bringing my passion to my work, and I discovered something I hadn't known before. Up to that point, I had decided that for some reason that my passion would just remain outside of my professional life, and it would just be about my music and about my social enterprising efforts outside of corporate America. And when I decided to bring my passion into corporate America, it transformed everything. I quickly found so much excitement around the work that I was doing, got involved in something called GRC, Governance, Risk Management, and Compliance. I became an internal consultant at the law firm I was at the time, and that developed into being recruited by other firms for that sort of work, for work around information management and that sort of thing. What I discovered was that Price Waterhouses of the world and Ernst & Youngs of the world saw some value in this as well. I continued to keep on the track of transformational leadership, sought people out that that resonated with, was blessed to find them, and they found me, and I was amazed at the reception of how I could be received and how I was received. And I was actually awarded for allowing this passion to develop into its full brilliance when I was at Ernst & Young, where I left in July 2nd of last year, 2015. I was invited. I've done many things and met many people. Had the honor of doing some wonderful work, and was extended an invitation to become part of a private bank, and getting involved in project finance and all sorts of enterprising efforts with respect to the African diaspora, which leads me into where I am today. I felt that working with these gentlemen in finance and project finance and banking, that that would get me closer to being able to sponsor the true work that I'm here to do, which is around transformational leadership, providing sacred spaces for people to have the kinds of awakenings that I was able to enjoy, to begin fellowshipping around that, creating dream teams around that, establishing sacred spaces such as urban retreat centers that we are now blessed to have emerging, to make this conversation very easy for people, to see real results for people in their lives, particularly in the lives of those that are willing and courageous enough to pursue their dreams, to be part of our intimate team. That's where we are now. I'm recording this video at a time when it's time for me to be able to replicate myself and the messages in a way that is sustainable, that has integrity, that can lift me up where I belong, and be part of others being inspired to lift themselves up where they belong. I see this happening through teams. I see this happening together. And I see it happening around what people care about. So more than anything else, what I discovered in my path to where I am today, I asked myself what I cared about. And I cared about my passion. And I still care about my passion. I care about doing my best. And I have 3 little ones that pay attention to what their father does, the manner in which he does it. And I am setting an example for them by following my passion. And I would have it no other way than they follow their passions. And that is how they most would honor me, and it's how they most will honor me. And to do that with happiness on one's heart and in one's mind, to me, is a powerful definition for heaven on earth being realized. So Joseph Campbell said it really easy. He said something about, follow your bliss. And I remember that other guy, Wayne Dwyer, also talked about, have you lived your life? Has all the music come out? Let all the music out. Well, this is my coming out with the magic of the music and its integration with business and with the systems and society and cultures and communities in which we live. And I am honored to do this, and I am honored to take these steps. And let this be the first among many videos that are put forth in this effort to really enliven a very special culture of conscious people, mindful people, that are willing to shift the way they relate to themselves. This is kind of the man in the mirror thing that Michael Jackson talks about, or sings about, shifting the way that we relate to ourselves, the way that we relate to one another, and the way that we relate to group, teams. And I'm all about it. I'm in it to win it. Let's get down with it and get going, people. All right, thanks for taking a second to listen to this video. I know I think it's a little long, but it was really an opportunity for me to share my heart, what's on my heart, what's on my mind, give people a little bit of a sense of who I am, what I've been through. Of course, there's much more to share. This is just the first installment, and we'll get better over time. All right, take care.